Hey guys, it's Erica here with the Childcare Directors Chair podcast. We are in day 2. Well, I guess it's day 3, but day 2 for us at the CDA conference here in beautiful Florida. We are joined with a couple of sponsors today, ladies from HighScope. Make sure I said it right. HighScope. You already know who HighScope is. If you are a teacher, you know that they are the go-to curriculum folks. So I'm going to give them a few minutes to just introduce themselves, tell you a little bit about what they're doing here today, and then I'm going to ask them the questions. I'm going to turn this.
Hello, my name is Jessica Logan, and I am an early childhood specialist with the HighScope Educational Research Foundation. So what all those words mean essentially is I work in the development department, creating books, content, training, things like that. My expertise is primarily with preschool kids. Before that, I was a preschool teacher for many years.
Pre-K in the house?
Oh yes. A lot of GSRP experience, and then also tuition and private-based child care centers. Some infant toddler, but preschool was definitely my jam. That's where my heart was. So I stayed with preschool for a lot of years. Have done a lot with different CDA participants. I teach CDA courses and help people with their professional development through some consulting work outside of HighScope as well. So I love the field, been in it for more years than I will admit on camera, and have loved every minute of it.
Yeah. My name is Jasmine Turner. I'm also an early childhood specialist with HighScope. All the same things as Jessica. Also preschool as well. At HighScope, I feel like I take on like the preschool, but also take a high focus on family and engagement, stuff like that. So I'm newer to HighScope, but I'm super excited to be here.
All right, so thanks for sitting in the chair with me. So most of the folks who listen to our show are childcare directors.
Okay.
So what would you tell childcare directors that are considering adding curriculum to their program, like maybe something that's already done for them, like HighScope? What should they look for? What should they look for, and why it should be HighScope?
I mean, I think, well, for me as a teacher, and even from like someone training HighScope, the biggest selling point for me was one, that it was developmentally appropriate. So we're going to consider where your children are developmentally, what makes sense for them, and then also understanding that even as adults, we learn about stuff that we care about, right? We learn about stuff that we're interested in. And so HighScope's going to encourage you to get to know your kids. It's not just about knowing content, but it's about building relationship with your kids, with your families, knowing their backgrounds, knowing their traditions, and taking those things and merging it with the curriculum content. So being able to say, hey, I have a relationship with Sarah. Sarah's family, they're not together, but their parents go out for McDonald's milkshakes on Thursday. So I'm going to have some of those cups in the classroom so that she sees a little bit of home in the classroom. And I'm going to know that she really likes doing things with dolls. So maybe we'll take some times to make clothing out of different pieces of fabric for a doll, so then she can get some experience cutting and some experience with patterns. And so I'm bridging together the things that I want her to learn, if you will, curriculum content, with the things that I know that she likes, so that she is hands-on and a part of her learning experience. It's not just me as the adult telling you this is what you need to know, but me understanding that you're a kid, you want to explore, you want to touch things, you want to experience things, understanding your development, and then saying, with what I know about you and what I know about curriculum and content and things like that, this is how we can put these things together and have a shared control environment. And you want a curriculum that's going to not only give you the materials, but give you the professional learning and the support too. So being able to come to courses, come to conferences, online training, all the different types of training that you want and different learning styles, we're going to try to make available to you. So that definitely was what sealed the deal for me.
Yeah, I was going to piggyback on that and say, like, that's kind of the approach that we take with our professional development for adults. Like, the same way that we teach children is the same way that we're going to teach adults, and it makes it more impactful, like further learning in their comprehension.
Yeah. I think for me as a child care owner, just with that add-on, I've never bought I don't want to use the word prepackaged, but a already done for you curriculum, because I was concerned about, like, will it take into account, like, children in Rhode Island or maybe have different interests than children in Mexico or Texas or whatever. So it was important to me to, like, really make sure that I understood, like, the background of what they're developing, because I do know my kids.
Right.
So I was like, well, nobody's going to know my kids. Right? So so thank you for bringing that part in, that you make sure that it's intentional around knowing your children. So why the CDA conference? What made you guys decide, like, this was a good place to come out and be a vendor?
Well, I know. I'll say, I have a personal journey with CDA.
Yeah.
Like, so much of my career started with getting a CDA. I started, I started in a classroom, had a director who saw like I was passionate, I was excited about the things, but I didn't really have background or education in it at that point. I had been volunteering at my church's daycare, but that was about it. And I didn't really have like the why behind like everyday practices, and my director was like, hey, this is a great program, you should learn about the CDA, it's a credential that you can get. So I did, and I went at it very passionately, and from there I started just kind of getting people within the like CDA organization to mentor me, to help me understand things about the field, and from there I started becoming a teacher and a mentor teacher and a trainer, and I did all these things with my CDA solely at first, and then went on to get my bachelor's and was encouraged to get my master's and all of those different things. So with HighScope, us as an organization, a lot of what we do for the field is offer professional learning and professional development. And since the CDA is so invested in educators, in their professional growth and professional knowledge, it just seemed like a natural opportunity to say, you're investing in the field and the next generation of leaders. We're always going to be investing in the field and the next generation of leaders. So how can we be a presence that shows, you know what, we want to support that too. We want to support educators and what's next for them. And then also being able to show that just like we would take a strength-based approach to kids, to also educators. These are the people that are here that are passionate about the field. We want to know you. We want to interface with you. We want to talk to you. We want to hear about what you need from us as a curriculum and as a support, and then how we can give back to the field too.
I think, from sitting on this couch for day 2, right? Because that's why I came. I was like, oh my God, if you want to come, I'm coming out, right?
Absolutely.
It is a personal journey for all of us. Almost every person who sat on this couch, not all of them, but almost every person who sat on this couch has talked about how the CDA springboarded their entire career. And the other thing too is that I thought was so, I talked about the diversity in the room. When you think, CDA, you might think, young, we didn't have a lot of experience. There are people who got their CDA in their 40s. Close to that. I was in my 30s, right? But it really makes you just look at yourself in a whole different lens. And it opens up your eyes to the possibilities of what can be for you. And so I think that, that has been a common theme, I think, through my experience here over the weekend. So I didn't hear a lot from you yet. So I'm gonna give this one to you.
Okay.
Yes.
If you could give any piece of advice to educators listening to today's episode, what would you tell them? Any piece of advice.
Any piece of advice? I would say take the step to learning more. I think that a lot of people have a lot of misconceptions about HighScope and, things that they've heard through the grapevine. When we call them MyScope, eScope, they don't really know the trueness of HighScope. And I think that, just to look more into it, research, find out, more knowledge about what we really do, who we are. Everything we do is based on the research and the needs of the field. So, I don't know, I think that would
learn more.
Learn more.
Okay. So is there anything that we'd love to leave with the listeners that I haven't asked you guys?
I'd say ask, but maybe we could talk a little bit about the new STEM kits.
We could.
We could talk about it right now. Let's do it.
Yes,
let's do it.
We're very, very excited. We have some new things coming out.
Are we doing
of
a drum roll?
HighScope.
All right.
Drop it here. That through the generous contributions of General Motors, HighScope has come into a partnership where we were able to produce infant, toddler, and preschool STEM kits. So within those kits, both of them, there's activities for teachers to do in the classroom that promote each of the 4 disciplines of STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, of ways that you can engage kids in open-ended, hands-on, using active learning, so children being able to use materials in a way that's developmentally appropriate, and then being able to give classroom supports for what that looks like. Materials you can include, how you can use STEM throughout your daily routine, and then there's also, I'll have Jasmine, because this was part of her baby in the STEM project, developing the family activities
Yes.
component of both of the kits as well.
Yeah, so we developed some family activities which align with the activities that are in the book, so you have that home to school connection, and some cool ideas that we thought, we can use these for like family engagement events. You can copy these activities and send them home. They were very intentionally written to be more understandable for parents. It's not written in those more difficult language. So yeah, we're really excited about these kits.
Yes, the preschool kit has a total of 80 activities, 20 for each discipline, and the infant toddler kit has 56. Both also have a reading component for the infant toddler kit. You're going to see reading strategies that are appropriate for infants and toddlers, as well as suggested book lists of things that focus on STEM. And then with the preschool kit, there is 8 new read aloud, so 8 books, and teacher guides that show you different pausing points, vocabulary, focuses of STEM that you can have so that you can see that STEM is accessible, it's available throughout your day, throughout the routine. And then within those kits, there's suggested materials lists of real, used, recycled items, so it doesn't feel like, oh, I have a STEM kit, now I gotta go buy and have a whole new budget to do STEM. But what do I have around me? What's in my classroom? What do my families have around them? And just some of those interaction strategies that can promote some of that STEM learning and some of those STEM focuses in just your everyday, all day kind of environment in your classroom, and then also with your families at home. So we're very, very excited about them. We have like demos of them at our booth, and then also a chance for people to enter to win their own STEM kit. So we're very excited to share this with the public, and the plan is for them to be available for pre-orders by the end of this month, end of October. So very excited to get them in the hands of the public, finally.
And with them, there was going to be some professional development opportunities as well. So training, we did some piloting of the training with another organization, BCE Subhub, who I think you're going to talk with her a little bit later. But so it's been great. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So as we wrap it up, guys, we'd like to say big shout out, anniversary, 50th year anniversary to the CDA. Thank you, thank you, thank you.